Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we have a very important topic. I believe I talk about this. I already give you my suggestions on the topic of this nature, but today we're going to be very precisely going over some issues where men lack emotional intelligence and when men lack character. When you don't challenge yourself, you don't try to look at yourself from perspective of another person, and you are making a fool of yourself. You make yourself appear weak, and you make yourself appear very unattractive and undesirable, especially for Slavic women that are very much used to men who are masculine, who are in their masculine most of the time. And I want to make this video to really help men. I am not suggesting that you change your nature, but I'm suggesting that you watch what you do and realize how you yourself cut your chances with women. And you also, if you're honest, you will also realize that you are, by trying to be nice, you are being fake, you are being insincere, and you are being very weak. Women, Slavic women in particular, but I would say women with class, women with poise, women who are good natured, but um, they still feel that emotional men are repulsive. It's not that they like mean people or mean or men who are mean. They're just the most good-natured woman is repulsed by a man who is appearing weak and very submissive and doesn't know what he does. And you may be surprised at the things that I will tell you today because you think that you're being so nice and you're being such a gentleman, but no. And unfortunately, I cannot give you, I cannot show right now the actual examples of this. I'm gonna do that. I'm working on some lessons for you, some very precise lessons where you can look at the examples and, as the teenagers say right now, how cringe those examples are. And I don't want you to be cringe. I don't want you to be spending all this time listening to my videos, me giving all this energy to it. I don't want you to be one of those men that forget that the most important thing between a man and a woman is polarity, is that contrast, is that energy when you pull the woman in. You don't talk to a woman. I'm starting. Don't talk to a woman like she is a child. Don't talk to her like that unless your goal is to make sure that you decrease her desire for you to zero, and you will have no tension, no good tension. You know what I'm talking about, I hope. You will erase your polarity and her desire for you if you will refer to her like she's a child. All those, hey princess, how are you? It's like, first of all, you are being very weird doing very weird and submissive. I can't explain it, but you when you do that, you really uh, you kill her desire for you that she might you even haven't had, but you make sure to prevent any desire she may have for you like a man. Because as for a man on this channel, I'm talking about the principles of polarity. They are very, very important because they are some of the most important mechanics when it comes to attraction and desire. Because there are many aspects in the relationships between men and women, and the difference between men and a woman and friends is that in a romantic relationship between men and a woman, we have polarity, we have desires, we have that wish for each other, and this is irreplaceable. Otherwise we can just have friends to the end of our lives. In normal friendship, I don't know how in this world things are upside down, but we're talking about logical things and sound sound reasoning. In normal friendships, we have warmth, we have love, but usually, friendships don't don't consist of people feeling passionate about each other, or having certain desires for each other. So when it comes to feminine women and Slavic women in particular, feminine classy women in general, they don't want to feel toward you like they feel toward your friend. And so when you think that you are so gentle and you are worshiping your goddess, you sound like a complete idiot, especially if you have no action behind it. So you basically put the compliments, this world fluff, or sorry for my French. No, I'm not gonna say it. It's too, you might be having dinner. I'm not gonna say what I was going to, but maybe some of you had guessed. So basically, uh, you replace action and beautiful things you can be doing for your woman with words. You think that the more you fill up the space, the more you will give her some promises, some future faking, and you just the more you write all this disgusting compliments. I don't know, disgusting probably not the word. Maybe repulsive. Maybe can somebody help me? Those compliments that makes you like cringe. I don't know, the cringy compliments. The more you do that, you just feel like you have to fill up the space. But a man who is in his masculine, who have confidence, he knows how to speak in low voice. He may say maybe only one compliment or one observation or say something passionate, but he says it with a low voice, with a power. And that is very desirable and very attractive in a man. When you are around a man who makes you feel like that, just you build up desire for him in every area of your heart, mind, body, and soul, because he once again he pulls you in with strengths. And even though he may be making you a compliment, you feel passion, you feel authenticity in his voice, rather than "Hi princess, how are you, how was your day, beautiful." When you talk like such a effeminate. Children, I actually learned that children are watching me, but you know what I want to say. Elizabeth, my darling, please don't let children watch me sometimes. It's not always appropriate. Hello, Jason. Hello, John. Good to see you. I hope you have some good news. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. So, yes, today we're talking about that Slavic women, Eastern European women, and women in general. I want this channel to be. I want to share this wisdom with women of anywhere in the world, as well as with men, right? But this is actually also something maybe to learn from Slavic women. We just don't entertain weakness. We don't reward the weak man. If you are weak, you're going to feel pain. Every single time you interact with us, you're going to feel pain, but take it as a coaching lesson. I mean, you can pay somebody that you trust for a coaching lesson. You can educate yourself if you feel that you screw it up every single time, that you have initial attraction and then you screw it up. Get some education, or the women will educate you by ignoring you, by stepping all over you, by not respecting you, because you do not respect yourself and your words have no meaning. When people of power speak, their every word is worth of gold. Their every word have very heavy weight, and that is powerful. And that is why men who are in power, men who have very strong positions, uh, there are women that are always attracted to them, and they sometimes can be very older. They could be mature men, seasoned gentlemen, but women still feel attraction to them. They feel respect for them. They have curiosity. There is mystery about these kinds of men because they never lose their drive. They never lose their self-respect. They always speak with power. Sometimes I'm listening to coaching calls with some other coaches, and men call on the phone and they speak like, yes, hi. So I went there, and like there is no power in their voice. There is no strategy. There is nothing. And some men are so desperate that they would give you all this fake praise, all this fake compliments. We can feel when you're compliment, when you overdoing it, when you don't, you just saying it because you're so desperate to keep this woman, but all you do is you make your want to do nothing but reject you because it's so unpleasant. It's like imagine who likes toast and butter. I'm from Ukraine, and some people addicted. I know some people addicted to drugs and other kind of things. We are addicted to bread, so especially Ukrainian bread. There are some good bread in Germany, and there are some bakery companies in US that make real hard, delicious bread. And when it's nice and hot and it's delicious and it's so flavorful, and you put butter on it. Oh, it's life. If you're from if you're from Ukraine, I will know you are. Uh, it's life. It's so so delicious. That first bite, especially when it's hot and real, and it has this different seeds in it, and it's so so delicious. But if you put one layer of butter, then you put second layer of butter, then you put third and fourth and fifth, it's going to be too much. It's going to be overdone. It may give you that reflex, because it's too soft. We actually have this expression, masla maslina, which means buttery butter. So it's really a buttery butter. It ruins the crispiness. It ruins everything because it's overdone. It's disgusting. It's not good. And so my point is, when you make a compliment to a woman, say it from your heart. Make sure that you say it say it with power, say it in a good moment, not find a way to where it's really appropriate, where maybe you notice something unusual. Once again, don't be a what they say, Captain Obvious. When there is something so obvious, some very prominent feature about a woman, it's it's too generic, it's too obvious. When you have something to say, or you want to profess your feelings, when you do that, you want to make sure you talk within your power and she can feel your passion, and it's something that you don't have to say often. You say it once in a while, but you really mean it, and it has a very strong, powerful meaning to it. You really, you can't wait to express it. You really mean it. Uh, in my personal experience, what I noticed about men that are very overly complimenting, overly, I don't know, see this man as very submissive because they're just trying to, like a little puppy. Um, like a little puppy dogs that's looking if they're gonna get a bite. It's like they are ready. They're so sweet. They have this puppy eyes, and they because all they want is that little bite, the little bite of food. And don't be like this puppy begging for the little piece, because that is very unpleasant, and that is very most women are going to be repulsed by that. They're going to feel sorry for you because you appear desperate. Like you're absolutely desperate. And because I work with men, I see a lot of screenshots of conversations, because in order to help men to win in communication, usually when I'm helping somebody, I look at the either emails or some chats, screenshots, and the stuff I see. Your goal in communication with a woman to create some tension, to create some polarity, because then there is some nice energy, plus and minus, feminine and masculine. There is this game and dance. But when you don't have intention, when you don't have a strategy even for a small conversation, you always lose because you lead nowhere. You can't arrive to a destination when you don't have a goalpost. You don't know where you're going. And yeah, I am to the point now that I think that I should release a product with a particular examples of things, because uh, most men well, maybe not most, but a lot of men get really lost and forget to control their emotions a little bit, control the excitement, and sometimes hold off a little bit so the lady can breathe. She has time to think about you. But if you get anything from this video, don't try to replace action, thoughtfulness, um, doing real things for a woman, making her life better whatever way you can, with just more compliments and more fluff that's coming out of your mouth. Show thoughtfulness, show that you can think steps ahead, show that you understand her life and you understand what she actually needs, whether it's relationship where you live, you can see each other physically, or it's long distance one. Find a way to do something that will make your life easier, more pleasant, and she can really feel that you are thinking about her. You're not asking her, is there is anything I can do for you, honey? Let me know. No. You know that, let's see, in a week she's flying somewhere. You already have the hotel booked, the car ready. You know what's, for example, I'm just saying it completely out of my head, from just my imagination. You know that she has this particular allergy, and you have the things ready for her. Maybe she's overwhelmed with something and you have power to make it, to simplify it, rather than keep texting and begging for attention and asking and good morning and good day and good after, all this nonsense, all this bullshit. Sorry, Elizabeth. Just show that you're a man who can lead. Look at every level in our life. When a man who can lead shows up, what happens? Everything falls into place. Everything's starting to work. Well, it's same with women. Women have this uh, innate respect for men that have the ability to get things done, to see what needs to be done, and do it without anybody asking. This is a boss move. When you don't ask, honey, do you think I need? No, you know that this car, the headlight needs to be changed, or you know that there is something going on with the tires. You don't ask her if she needs help. You just make the magic happen. But what I see with men that struggle is that they try to always fill up the space. You're always filling up the space with more words, with more so-called compliments, and all this baby talk. No, this is not how you create attraction with a woman. This is not how she will start trusting you and seeing you as an authority and look at you with respect. Women really want to brag about their men. If they if they give an opportunity, if they have something to brag about, they want to, healthy women at least do. The women who appreciate the masculinity, they want to call their mom, their friend, their sister, and to say, you know what, I didn't even have time to think about it, but my car was washed, or my gas was filled, or He already booked the tickets. I didn't even tell him, you know. This is something that tells, that action tells so much more than text and yourself. That's another thing. Don't send your ugly selfies. I cannot stress this enough. Nobody wants to see your selfies. Absolutely nobody. Not even your mom. Your mom also wants to see you doing something in this life. She wants to know that all the years and decades of her life she spent on you, that they didn't go to trash. Send her some cash. Send her some support. Send her on vacation. No, men, men nowadays, I'm not saying, a lot of men who follow me a little bit older, a little bit more mature, seasoned gentlemen, they don't do it that often. But yeah, selfies. It's what? That's. I need a drink. Welcome, everyone. A woman does not need to see your selfie. What she needs to see is that you're a man with a plan and you don't get overwhelmed with your emotions like a girl, like a little girl that has nothing to do. And so she's like, yes, just saying baby things and baby words. You have to understand that, yes, sometimes baby words are pleasant, but they kill the attraction. I don't know, ladies from different countries, please let me know how you feel. But I'm Slavic, I'm Eastern European. I cannot stand this baby talk. Hey, princess, man, like, oh, because you know why? Because I feel it's fake. Okay, I am not 14 years old. I mean, 14 years old meaning a child. Okay, let's be when I would be watching the stories, yes, it was a time in my life when I was watching this kind of stuff. And I still love beautiful things like this. I can do this with my girlfriends, we can play dress up, we can put bows. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I love feminine things. I like wearing pink. I like wearing excessive jewelry and makeup and furs. This is all my thing. But I don't want to hear that from a man. Okay, I have girlfriends for emotions. We can get emotional, we laugh, we cry. That's why we have each other. That's why we love each other. But we need men for strength and support. When you feel that masculine around you, it is a very pleasant feeling. That is, it's very. I can't even put it into words how it makes a woman feel. It's a very pleasant feeling, and it's the interaction of the opposites, the polarity, the tension. It feels so good. um Elizabeth, so funny. Selfies are so cringe. Yeah, why in the world you send a woman your, did she ask you to send your selfie? Why in the world you will send your ugly selfie to a woman? Like, she may be not ready to, and I'm sorry is that actually, you know what, I'm not sorry. I don't think that when you cover everything up and like being in sugarcoat, I don't think it's very effective. So I'm not sorry. Yes, nobody wants to see it. Okay, I understand if it's a nice photo, you're doing something, you have actually a real photography of both of you somewhere, and it's a photo you can take a second look at because it exudes something. But why in the world you send them your selfies? Unless she asks you about it. And that leads me to another point. Why in the world you ask a woman you just met to send you photos? That is such a major red flag to any woman that have self-respect, class. She doesn't care of sending you her photos. I find it extremely offensive. I find it extremely inappropriate. Why in the world a woman would send her personal photos to some man's phone? It's very predatory. It's very weird. And if you have a daughter, and would you like her to send her selfies to some dude that she doesn't even know? I don't think so. And men who are asking for these things, they just appear weak. not only emotionally unintelligent but also weak, just weak, that you're so desperate that, it's like you have your moment, you want to grab something, like something that you can, you don't think long term, you don't think strategically, you just want to grab something at this moment, and like, okay, okay, I got your photo, or like, just relax and think about what you can actually do. Hello, Jeffrey. Jeffrey is saying, so why are these men behaving this way? You're asking me, Jeffrey? That's interesting. Um, so why these men are behaving this way? Yeah, sorry, I looked at another comment. Well, let's think about it. I don't know. Like, personally, I would like to know that myself, but I think it goes from the, how they say, easy time creates weak men. I think that some men, they are not taking any accountability, and not focused on personal growth, not focused on that you're no longer in high school, you're not even in college, and you need to put your head together. I think a lot of people live on autopilot and then don't bother to educate themselves and focus on evolving and focus on their character and growth. Yeah, I mean, when you're 15 years old, you do stupid things. Unfortunately, when you're very young, you try different things, and sometimes you succeed and sometimes you don't. You learn from it. I think that right now, because of technology, people, to be fair, people losing the art of communication, and they forget that there is certain depths and certain flavor and certain way of being with people and being present and reading the room when you're with people and see the reaction. When you say all those overly sweet names and you say a lot of it, you once again trying to replace your action, trying to replace plans with just filling up the space with your words, with your emotions. And that's the worst, because women are not looking for men who are overly emotional. If anything, we like men who can feel, but they are strong and they stabilize us. It's such a pleasant feeling when you're with a man who is very grounded, and he feels emotions, he shows excitement, he's alive. But yeah, he allows us to relax, and we can rely on him in a difficult moment. He's not asking for selfies, or he's not asking, he's not writing 537 uh, hello beautiful generic compliment. He knows what to notice. He knows, he may tell you some things that's really meaningful, that he notices about you, but he is not um, desperately trying to please you. Women that looking for men with a character, men that they can rely on in their lives, they don't look for men who are so submissive and people pleasers. That it's like when you're people pleasing, you have no personality. When you people please, you don't have any substance of your own, because you become whatever person you're with. And a woman don't want to be in a relationship with another woman. We don't crave that. We want the opposite of it. We want to feel that polarity, that difference, that tension, because that is why we came to this on this planet Earth. We came to live through that. That's an essential experience. This is how new life begins. What in the world are you talking about, Stephen? Your comment makes no sense. I'm sorry. Hello, cursed. Cursed. What kind of nickname is that? You look so beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Is there a scarcity of men who fit the Slavic women's preference? That's a good question. I would say that um, it's a question of um, how many truly masculine men we have. So if you can answer that question, that will answer your question. Slavic women in general want to be with a man who is a boss, or at least has a very boss attitude. And if you want to be the boss, you have to pay the cost. And it doesn't matter if this woman is a homemaker, if she's a business owner, if she is, no matter what she does, even if she's very ambitious and driven, when she comes home, she wants to take that off. She wants to take that mask, that hat off, and she wants to feel like a woman. She wants to feel relaxed. She wants to be in her relaxed and beautiful state. So if your man comes home and he's crying, my boss said this, and like if the man comes home and he's thinking that him being vulnerable, I'm transparent. If you need this, go to a psychiatrist. You really kill the desire of a woman when you are weak and you just when you do that, you kill everything. I need a drink. Yeah. Yes, Warren says, wow. Uh, and he has in quotation marks, that tension. I've heard that one before from Slavic ladies. Yes, we want to feel that tension, that contrast, that polarity, because that is a driven power. One thing that I noticed here in the United States. Well, I live in a very relaxed area. Okay, I live in Midwest. I live in the state of Michigan, and I live in a very relaxed. Oh my gosh, no, I forgot. A very relaxed sort of community, and one of the things here is not even that women don't put that much effort into their appearance and take some pride like Slavic women do. That is even secondary. I would say the first one, that there is very blurry polarity line. Men have the same, like everybody's kind of half asleep. There is nothing exciting. There is nothing going on. Everybody is like pre-programmed, and men and women, the polarity line is very much blended. It's very blurred, and so it's a big problem in the relationships. That's why the corn sites, the secret dating sites, and all these things are so popular. And so many people who are in a committed relationships are having those emotional or online or fantasy affairs because they still craving a fantasy. And men who are here, tell me that I'm wrong. Men still craving a fantasy. They still craving a woman that is something more than just plain Jane, a woman who is just knocked out because she is tired, because she's just thinking about take the trash out. No, you don't crave. Most men don't crave that. They want something exciting, something alluring. And so as for women, maybe women don't necessarily go to the court sites, but they watch movies and they see these masculine characters, and this is what their mm, their the attractive characteristic for women are. But when everybody drops the ball, we kind of becoming like an average between the two. We're not women, we're not men. It's like this this kind of unisex aura. Even if I go outside right now, I look at the clothes, most people going to look gray. They're gonna be blended and gray, and they're gonna wear pretty much the same clothes. It's going to be, jeans and some hoodie, something gray, something brown. It's not going to be, even in summer, it's not going to be, at least here in particular, it's not going to be beautiful dresses or anything like this. And if ladies are watching me, if you want to get something more exciting in your relationship, believe me, if you just put a little bit more effort in yourself, your state of mind, your mood, and also in your appearance as well, because that what inspires men, you can really change the chemistry, the dynamic in your relationship, because you will appear not like a friend, a body, women here wear so much of the sport gear, the no jerseys, hoodies, I don't know, I have like sweatshirts, with all these teams, Michigan or whatever, Gators, Schmaders, I don't know, like, it's not it's not something that terribly exciting, because yes, from one side you have common interest, but from another side it's hard to feel very passionate about your friend, about somebody who is becoming like a body to you, rather than. That's why I don't think when men and women are together, when you are married or you are in a very close committed relationship, I don't think you should really be best friends in terms of overwhelming each other with every detail of your day, with everything that happens, with all your emotional traumas, because yes, it brings us close in some ways, but it also greatly reduces the mystery and desire and spark. It's like it's always this question of, you want to share something maybe from your past or what you have been through, but we need to always remember, when we do that, we bring a lot of unnecessary things, we bring our version from the past, and we kind of, not kind of, we really do kill the attraction, because uh, when you bring too much information about yourself, it could be when you bring too much information like that, it activates other responses in your brain. And I think with time, it is important to be able to share and confide in some ways, but not overdoing it. That's why we need more than we need friends, and we need some social circles, so we don't just put this all on one person. That's why we need to have, a couple of close friends, like a circle of people and some social activities, so we don't kill just one person with all of our emotional things. Yes, actually, Jeffrey, what you're saying, are these traits you desire in a man inherent to Slavic man? Yes, of course. Look what's going on right now. I'm sitting here in this comfortable chair, and so most of you, and our men are very very masculine. Yes, they have their how to say this, they have their downsides, as every culture does, but they are very masculine. Yes, and that is why most women, when they go abroad now with the war or for their work or career, they always very disappointed in men, because men allows them to pay for themselves at the restaurant, or carry the heavy bag, or take decisions, or making plans. And I cannot count on how many times I've heard from Slavic women, like here in US, telling me that, you know what, I am done, I'm just done. I'm not a red flag, I'm not a green flag, I'm a white flag. I am done. It's not worth it. And they just feel that they don't want to coach a man how to be a man. Like, see, it's a consistent conversation, unfortunately. Maybe I will record something some time for my Patreon, or my coffee site, or for my video lessons, because I want you to hear and understand this. It's very, very disappointing because our men, they never, first of all, they don't allow disrespect, but they command respect. And I just want to say something slightly different. On February 24th, we had 3 years of the full scale war in Ukraine. And then it's total of 11 years, which the conflict started on the east. On 24th, I was trying to record the video to upload on the channel, and I started recording it, and I just couldn't. I just couldn't. I just was a mess, just a mess. Feeling for all those men, all those families they did not create, all those families they had to leave, all the cases that I know personally, all that happened. I really decided, rather than making this video, I recorded the video, but uh, I recorded that video, but I just couldn't post it because I felt that I just don't want to talk. On that day, I just really want to mourn. I just want to have a moment of silence to honor the bravery of our men. With all that's going on, with all the offshore accounts and all the billions, trillions, gazillions being sent, most of these men um, fought barefoot, if you know what I mean. Maybe not literally, but sometimes literally. Um, they really are giving an ultimate sacrifice, and most of our men, yes, there are things that you can improve culturally in terms of different aspects. But one thing that nobody can say, that as a majority, of course, there are different ones, there are effeminate ones too, or those who like men themselves, but it's a very, very small minority. Most of our men are very masculine, they are strong, and they take pride in it. They take pride in being a leader. So for example, when I travel to Ukraine, I've never attempt attempt to, for example, if I'm out with my friends, if I'm out with my friends, for example, um, I know that the men in a group will always take care of women. We don't have to be dating, we don't have to be, they just won't allow, they just don't allow it. They take pride in being masculine and manly. And right now, they're paying such a high price for everything. Oh, so they also know how to court, and how to be spontaneous, all those amazing things, yes. But unfortunately, we don't have enough of them, and right now we have less of them every day. And my heart breaks in million pieces for the situation. And I think that even in the West, when everything is made for men uh, to feel emasculated, every man can take charge and don't live your life like you're writing a draft, like you just, I'm trying. But, kind of, I think it's important to step into your power and look at the things, everything. You don't have to be at the war, at the front lines to be a man. You know, you can take your power as a man, just being a leader in your own family, at your working place. You can stop making stupid compliments to a woman and make your day beautiful. Think about how you can provide her a more comfortable life, how you can uh, make her smile, how you can show. And don't do that for her, do that for you, showing that you are capable, showing that you are a capable man. You're taking pride in these things that you do for others. It really, we were made for interactions. We were made for certain experiences in this life. And it's just very sad, when you never become somebody. You were meant to be, you had everything to be somebody, but you got into your weakness. Yeah, we have some patience here, so let's be kind. You guys are lucky I'm in a kind mood today. All right. I'm not trying to sell you anything, Jeffrey. I don't have a goal to convince you to want a Slavic woman. So that's for you to figure out what the Slavic woman offers. All right, we have some people with some issues here. All right. So yes, let's see. Was is there anything else to say? Yeah. So one second. Somebody send me something. Just one moment, guys. Jason, could you drop some of my links, please? I have to check on something. I am making these videos for those people who are actually looking to do better, that are realizing that, maybe there is um, something more to life than, watching things on TV and just dreaming. But maybe you can actually have things that you want. And in this case, I'm talking about women, and I'm not talking only about ladies from Eastern Europe, but in general, women who have high standards. It just so happened that on my channel I was talking about mentality differences when I just came here to the United States, and people were very interested to learn more about Eastern European culture, Slavic culture. But I meet women of class in every nationality, and I admire it a lot. I want to learn from them as well. Well, Jeffrey, you are probably new on my channel, so if you want to know and learn more, I think I have like 500 videos. So, yes, it's absolutely okay that you asked, but you can understand that it's not in my feminine nature to convince you to make any kind of choices. But if that piqued your curiosity, you have a whole big library of the videos to consider. So, Elizabeth, you're still here, my darling. You never sleep, I know that. Hey, Jason. By the way, Jason, if you have, I don't know if you on my, you are, I think I have you on my coffee side. I know you are doing some things following up with the advice that I gave you. If you have any questions with your communication, if things get a little bit difficult or complex, or you don't know how to make things going, feel free to send me some questions or screenshots on my coffee site. And I want to thank you to those of you who just joined my Patreon as well. I am adding some more of the coaching videos to my Patreon. Those who are they are on YouTube, but they are private. But you will be able to see some of that stuff, and also you can ask questions as well. Good for you, Cursed. I'm happy. I'm happy for you. All right, let's see. I don't know if John, are you still here or are you already, have you taken off? I hope you have some beautiful news. Maybe we'll connect later. I hope that you have some amazing news. I really hope so. Um, oh yeah, I see. Okay, well, welcome to the lives then, Jeffrey. And you can watch, there are plenty of other creators that were making a video why Eastern European women are so highly sought after. Um, this is not something really new. There is many reasons why, and yeah, there is many reasons why, and it's your job to figure out why. So anyway, my dear friends, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Um, you know that phrase, "How you do one thing is how you do everything." I felt always that this is so unfair. Some things we are bad at and some things we are good at, but I understood what it means. It means the principle of how you do things. And for us, for from a female perspective, we have such an immense respect to men that enjoy being in charge, enjoy, that feel that feel certain sense of pride of having power, of being a leader, of doing all these things. And when when men and women start to switch roles, so this is where problem begins. And I'm laughing right now because I'm visualizing, some of the things I was working on, some of the conversations, screenshots, and things like this. We do not probably have the best role models at times, and the mainstream media is pushing femininity on men so much. They want men to be so feminine and so vulnerable. Let's talk about this. But yes, things are really, in many ways, since things are still the same. The dynamics between men and women are still the best when they operate on polarity, when there are these differences, and when men take pride in taking charge in things, in organizing things, making things happen, and women are enjoying being feminine and relaxed. But it is very difficult to be feminine and to be light and attractive, and I mean not attractive, light-hearted, when you're with a man that goes into the same energy. When you're with a man and he's all about, yes, love and light, oh, let's go do yoga. When you're with a man that is clueless, you have to become one yourself, and this is a big problem. So you still have polarity, but it's a reverse. When men getting into this, metrosexual activities, this is a big problem. When men taking a back seat, and just example example one of my clients, it's a lady. She sends me a screenshot, okay? And the screenshot, so this man is interested in her. He lives about 2 hours away from her, and he's asking her this question. He's asking her, are you ever in, let's just say, Palm Springs area? Do you guys understand what's wrong in this? He's talking to a lady. She lives about 2 hours away. He wants to meet her, and he is asking, "Are you ever in Palm Springs area?" What do you think is wrong with this question? I'm waiting. When a woman talks to a man, right? When a man talks to a woman, he's interested in her. You know, let's say like there is a bit of a distance in them to meet physically, and he is asking her if she is ever in this area. What's wrong with this question? What's wrong with this question? I'm gonna be very blunt. That this man forgot his um, manhood somewhere. He forgot his manhood somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe in a kitchen table, maybe in a bathroom. I don't know where he forgot his manhood. Who asking this stupid question? So I understand what he's asking her is basically, well, if you are here, I'd like to see you. How lame is that? Yes, he forgot his manhood in her. How lame is that? Instead of saying, oh, what do you say? Okay, I'm gonna ask, what do you think he should have said? Rather than saying, "Oh, you in the are you in this area? Sometime you come in here sometime." First of all, it's a stupid question because nobody comes somewhere on the regular basis that is 2 hours away. Usually, it's very unlikely, but it's also a very weak question. What do you think? Yes, I'm gonna. Jeffrey, I like how you think. What do you guys think he should have asked or proposed? Oh man, or proposed instead? Oh, Elizabeth, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, darling. I really appreciate a cup of whiskey. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Guys, we are going slowly but surely for to be on the good side of YouTube. But meanwhile, I appreciate the support. Thank you, darling. Mwah. Thank you. I'm glad you are enjoying the stream, although you should be sleeping, my beautiful friend. But thank you. Elizabeth is watching us from Scotland, which is my dream to see, especially the castles. The castles, the castles. So, yes, okay, let me read. So yes, we have a situation and this is kind of screenshots and videos I'm going to make for you guys in my lessons because I don't want you to be one of those lame men. We don't ask a woman if she's ever in your area. We make a plan, and many of you answered correctly. But let me read your comments. Hey Adam, good to see you. Welcome. Yes, a woman wants to be pursued. She wants him to make plans. He will not uh he will not he will I'm sorry, he's not willing to do the legwork. Yes, Adam, exactly. His manhood in her purse. Yes, I'll be there in 2 hours. Cancel your plans. That's a good one. That's a good one. I mean, that's a bit of short notice, but the idea is true. It's like, oh, next Saturday, or whatever. I think, and sometimes with Slavic women, sometimes um, they would appreciate your courage and they will reward you if you come sooner than later, if you just show up. Or maybe maybe you're already in a relationship with this person and you had a difficult conversation on the phone that you shouldn't have had on the phone because it's not a phone type of conversation, but maybe she even got upset and she's in tears, and you, instead of writing her long paragraphs, you grabbing some flowers or whatever else, whatever she likes, you hop in your car, and in 1 hour you're at her door. You don't know if she will open or not, but you're showing that you know how to show up, how to not just tell her, "I love you, you're a princess," but you're making her feel loved. The problem with most men that I encounter is that They are big on saying big words and stupid compliments. That's very inauthentic, very general. But they're very bad with making actions and decisions and making a woman feel loved. There is a big difference between being told that you're loved and a man making you feel loved, even if he didn't say that. But there are some moments that we experience that we never forget. And men should learn again how to have initiative. Learn from those baby boomers, a men who now in their 60s and 70s. They knew how to be a man back then. Uh, Amoeba. What he needs is a wingman. Well, I don't know if he needs a wingman, but you cannot always have somebody close to you. You have to learn the principles and apply them. You know, this man, I honestly don't have a face. And that man was also mature. Let's say he was missing some good amounts of hair. So I mean, I know that can happen early, but please don't get to gray hair. Don't get to gray hair and ask a lady if she's gonna be in your area. That is so beta. I would say no, I won't, but my boyfriend will be. Actually, don't like the word boyfriend, but I would say I won't, but my man will be. He can stop by if you'd like. Oh my gosh. She needs to see your eyes and face. Yes, sometimes when you have conflict, it's not because, there is something deeply wrong. It's just two different people, different backgrounds, misunderstanding. But when a woman cries, when she's like, blah, 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 she's upset about something, she's going through this. If you can just hold her tight, if you just if you can just hold her tight, that all she needs for the reassurance, that's all she needs. You don't need to go back and forth with her, figuring out yes, no, trying to prove you. No, she's not your friend, she's not your buddy, you don't make bets with her. All she needs is that strong hug. When women are crying, that's all they need. They feel that power, that stone, that mountain, not going who's right, who's wrong. And I feel like the strong masculine man, he doesn't he doesn't need to go into a back and forth, you know. And that's another thing, that when you have a conflict as a man and you feel like, you are going back and forth, you are losing right there. Let women do that. Let women have those Katie fights. Don't do that. We want to look at you as an authority. That's all. All right, guys, we are at an hour. We're going to be wrapping up. Oh, uh, Jeremy, thank you so much. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that you guys are enjoying my streams. 1 second. So, if you are interested in something, if you want to share your story, if you want to, here's my email, consultveronica@gmail.com. Um, if you have a story, if you have something that you would like to share, um, you have a question, you can feel free to reach out to me there. It's also my PayPal if you want to share some, show some token of appreciation. I have two different ones. One is on my channel, in the description about section. There is a support link, and also I have two of them, and also this one. You can, yes, you can reach out. You can share. Maybe you have some concerns. Maybe you're talking with somebody in real life. Maybe you have a conflict. Maybe you have interest in something and you're not sure. There are some people have very polar experience because unfortunately the industries, the matchmaking industries, the dating websites industry are very complex. So a lot of people are reaching out to me to try to evaluate if it's for real. But when you know that you are in a connection with a real person and you have some doubts, you need help, feel free to reach out. Also, you can join yes, you can join my coffee site for a membership, for a monthly membership of one time. But if you're a monthly member, doesn't matter what tier you are at, and you have a question, I will always respond and give you like a mini consultation there. And I do have regular consultations when I just give you all of my attention and try to help you, uh, because there is not enough of there is not enough of sources where I can meet an Eastern European lady. That's a good question, Kirst. First of all, you have to change your name because I don't know any Eastern European lady that would like to meet somebody with a name Kirst, who call himself Kirst. Well, that's a good question. There are dating websites, there are matchmaking agencies, but also sometimes you need to know who you should aim for. And usually when somebody is very new, sometimes I have like initial meeting with somebody when they want to do something, so they don't spend too many years on chasing the wrong thing. But you can make your own research. I also have uh, hundreds of videos here on my channel. So yes, those are very nice countries as well. I'm originally from Ukraine. Some of you know that, some of you don't. I'm originally from Kiev, Ukraine, and I've lived in the US for quite some time now. Way too long, way too long. And yes, those are all very, very beautiful countries. Many of Ukrainian women who are single now out of Ukraine, some are, of course, many still there, but many women are in Europe as well, Europe and US. And so this right now, I'm having female clients as well because they are reaching out and they're trying to make sense of this. But I just want you guys to know the most concern that Slavic women have, and I hate to say this, but is the lack of masculinity, that they feel very frustrated in their dating and relationship life because they don't want to be a man and they want to have reasons to respect the man. They want to look up to a man. They want to see a man as an authority in their life. I mean, or somebody, that is, they can come for help, for decision, and so on. Yeah, so, and it's hard to do when you are all emotional and sending selfies all day. It's hard for a woman to see you as an authority when all you do is writing good morning baby and sending your selfies. By the way, never call a woman that you don't know, you haven't won, you haven't earned, you haven't built trust with, baby, or honey, or anything like this, because you're not her grandma, and this is very, she will be repulsed. She will be repulsed because this is way too informal for somebody who you don't know. That just tells a lot about lack of culture right there. Okay, you have made some videos from Ukraine in the past. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I traveled to see my family. Yes, I definitely did videos from Ukraine in the past. That's correct. You usually need to travel with your passport. Well, yeah, that makes sense. All right, I'm reading the last comments and I gotta go. When you have a conflict with as a man, someone dies. When you have a conflict as a woman, oh, I'm sorry, got scared. When you have a conflict as a woman, someone cries. I guess. I guess, but I mean, life is not a perfect sketch. Sometimes we forget things, and believe me, I make a lot of mistakes every day. Um, well, I try not to, but I do. And wait, I'm sorry. Um, but I think when you are aware that you can have better communication, and you have when you aware of some things, when you know that you can have more satisfaction in your life just if you change your attitude, it's worth to keep trying. It's not like you learn it one time and you never made a mistake and you never had an argument. No, we're going to make mistakes, we're going to get hurt, we're going to mess up, it's undoubtedly, but it's nice to see the root of the problem and try to do better, and try to reinvent those things that make sense. Thank you guys for the compliments. I appreciate it. So here it is. I'm gonna say this. Those those gender role extremes. Well, you know what? They could be extremes, but they work. And I don't mean that. If you're a man or all you can do is go to work. I don't mean that. Thank you, Jeffrey. Jeffrey's asking, nice live session. Do you post a schedule? So I don't have a schedule, so to speak, but I try to go upload or to do a live daily. Sometimes I can miss a day or two, but I try to go live uh, daily. Usually it's the second part of the day. It's usually about this time, sometimes later, earlier. I can't really have right now a exact time when I go live, but it's pretty consistently. So if you miss a live, you can always watch a recording unless I close that. Some of the live sessions that are truly like coaching sessions, I'm gonna be closing and putting them on my Patreon. Where if you're a member, you can rewatch. There's a whole library of things, and also you can ask a question. But yes, I'm going to answer your question. I post or go live daily, um, except for the weekend. The weekend I have to be with my family, I have to do some things. So weekend it could be a post, but usually there is no lives on a weekend. Yeah, it is pretty consistent. At some point my lives might get shorter, or I will be just posting a shorter uploads. Right now I feel like conversation, and we are trying to reconnect from from the breaks that I had taken. But yes, so if I would plan it, I would go live about 6, 7 o'clock in the evening during the week, but it does vary. So anyway, my dear friends, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate having you. Thank you for your feedback. Jason, thank you for protecting the chat from stupidity. Jason, could you please drop all of my links and email again? So if you have a story, if you have a request, if you maybe want to start if you're considering certain options in your life and you want me to just give you assessment, because I'm really good at strategizing in these matters, I can help you with that. Yes, my service are paid, but it may be worth it, it may be not. I will tell you what it is. um, so yes, and you have all these links where you can reach out, and if you want you can support me also. I can respond your quick message as well. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. By the way, send me some of your updates. What's going on? I'd like to know. You can send it to me at the coffee site, I think. I think you're there. And also, I don't know if Adam is still here. Adam, thanks so much for joining my support site. And so is Elizabeth. Thanks so much for sponsoring the coffee, the tea today. And yes, I don't know, guys, if I'll have the luxury of having this hour long, an hour and a half long lives for a long time. But while I'm having it, I'm enjoying it, and I hope that you do too. Um, Share your story with me. If you want me to read your letter, there are some people who have been writing me and they want me to read their letter and like give them advice or inside life. I can do that as well. Um, what else? Yes, that's about it. That's about it for now. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you got anything from this video, my dear friends, please don't. When if you are in a relationship with a woman, please don't act like one. Thank you, and I will see you very soon. Have a good night. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jason. I can kind of see this. I appreciate it.